creative industry includes everything from advertising and film to games development and graphic design. The diversity of jobs and skills is enormous. D&AD has championed commercial creativity for over 50 years, helping to educate creative people on finding their path into the industry. So why don't some people see a job in the creative industry as a serious career? A lot of the time, it seems a bit impenetrable. The path to becoming a lawyer is obvious, right? Work hard, go to university. But the guy who makes the cool in-betweeny bits on Channel 4, how did he get his job?
Have conversations with the people that you shouldn't have conversations with.
Travel to the places you probably shouldn't travel. Read the books you probably shouldn't read.
Yeah.
You're kind of in it because this is your passion, this is what you enjoy. Because I think you spend, the majority of your life working. So the way I see it is if you're doing something that you love, you're not really working.
And we need that diversity in the workplace to come up with different ideas. So I think we need to encourage people into the industry.
I'm coming into work in a place where I will have more fun, work on more exciting things.
It's about curiosity around people and culture and trying to understand how people tick.
It's just quite an unusual job.
It's a really serious career that lets you do very silly seeming things.
Yeah, if you're a bit weird, then this is it. This is the place for you. It's a utopia for weirdos, and who wants to be normal? It's amazing.
And ECD is an executive creative director, which means that I'm, along with my creative partner, Ollie Beale, responsible for all of the creative that comes out of the agency. And creative being anything from a TV ad, to posters, to websites, to long-form films, to apps.
We're in charge of a group of 40 people who do the in-betweeny bits on Channel 4, E4, More 4, Film 4.
My name's Cara Axwell-Bennett, I'm a senior designer at Chemistry. I work on mainly television branding and digital branding, which involves creating everything from a logo to an on-screen package.
Reeve Studio is a creative technology company based in Belfast, London and New York. My role within the business is to lead the 3 offices in day-to-day operations, finance, client management.
My name's Imali and I'm a strategist at 101. And what that means in a nutshell is, I guess, a client comes to a creative agency and they have some kind of problem they need to solve. And when you get a client in the building, there is a certain level of trying to understand what they do as a business.
Our creative pair is made up of an art director and a copywriter, so I'm the copywriting part of the team. And it's kind of just because ideas are easier to come up with when you've got 2 people doing them, basically. If you have an idea, you might think it's great, and a partner might go, actually it's not great, but maybe if we do this, it'll be better.
As a kid, couldn't imagine how you begin to make any kind of film or commercial. So I kind of thought, well, if I can't get a camera and shoot something as epic, I'm going to draw it. So I kind of got into illustration and comics and graphic novels specifically.
I'm a creative director, but my discipline is art direction. So that means I work as part of a team, and I'm an art director and a copywriter, and we come up with the creative solutions for our clients.
I studied maths and philosophy at uni. I finished my master's and I got a job in marketing. That was really how I started my career.
So at school I was always kind of spent my time in the art room, and then I applied to go to Chelsea Art School and did my foundation there. And my dream was always to go to St Martin's. That's where I went for my degree. And totally by random chance I was studying graphic design. They had this advertising pathway, which I didn't even know existed when I went on that degree. And eventually saw an amazing guy called Ben Kay, who was setting up a little offshoot agency off AMV, and it was called Luna. I mean, it was quite terrible. We learned a lot because it was just the 2 of us and the 2 creative directors account man and planner, so we were involved in everything.
A-levels I did 4, and I did art, physics, maths and general studies. But I knew art was my thing, and then I went to foundation course, and then but it was in that my tutor suggested advertising.
The Muller Wonderful Stuff commercial, I was the co-director on it. I got to work with an absolute legend of a director, Antoine Bardot-Jacquet. And so my job was obviously to kind of like direct and look after all the animation on it, and it's a big animation job. It's mixed media in the sense of it's 2D animation, visual effects, 3D characters, all composited into like live action scenes, a bit like Roger Rabbit amped up.
I have very strict Asian parents who had very clear expectations what they wanted me to do, and advertising wasn't really that.
You know, this is kind of myth with people like my grandparents who think creative industries mean I'll be standing in a room with a paintbrush, eating tins of soup till I'm 90 years old, which isn't the case at all. Sort of the creative industries today, you can earn as much as you can being a doctor or a lawyer or things that people assume earn you a lot of money.
Aim really, really high because there's plenty of time to be safe later.
Recently it was announced that the creative industries is the best performing UK sector and it's pulling in over £70 billion a year.
You do need to work hard, and it is tough because it's a very good job and lots of people want it. But you know, somebody's got to get the jobs, and it is so much fun. And if you're brimming with ideas, we want you. You know, and you may not be the best drawer in the world, or artist, but if you've got great ideas, you can learn all that stuff. So ideas are king.